This is Midwest Chickens, and today I want to talk about chicken behaviors that I've noticed in my flock and what I have found that they mean. And potentially, this can help new chicken owners if you want to know what certain behaviors might mean or what to look for. And also, potentially, if you already keep chickens, I'd love to compare notes and kind of see how you've experienced or seen any of these behaviors kind of pan out in your own flock. So, all of that said, let's get into the chicken behaviors. If you ever see this behavior, it is generally a normal chicken behavior. It's simply the chick or chicken adjusting their crop to assist in digestion. Sometimes you might see this more often than not happen if they've eaten a lot of food, but it can happen for any reason. Some people might suggest that it is gapeworm, but it really is more often than not just a chicken adjusting their crop and is completely normal. The next chicken behavior you might see is called preening, and this is where chickens are basically just grooming themselves by helping distribute oils across their feathers, potentially helping unfurl, if that's the right word, feathers, and also removing bugs, debris, etc. from their body. I will say, if you see chickens excessively doing this, like repetitively, constantly, this could be a sign that they have external parasites like mites or lice, but generally it is a normal grooming behavior to see in chicks and chickens. The next behavior you want to see your chickens do, and you probably will see your chickens do, is called dust bathing. Now, as your chicks are very young, they may do this in their food and their bedding because they don't really know better, and you may or may not be providing them with the dust bath. But as they grow older, they'll do this in more appropriate materials like dirt. And essentially all it is how chickens take showers. They essentially roll around in dirt, and this helps remove buildup of skin cells and oils, and it also helps keep them clean and prevent mites and lice. So you may see your chickens do this, you want to see your chickens do this, and it is not a concern. I will say I saw one of my chickens early on do this, and they literally looked dead, but they were just having the dust bath of their life. So don't fret if you see this happening. It's a completely normal chicken behavior.
It is a hot day.
On the same topic of bathing, you may also see your chickens sunbathe, and I also thought my chicken was maybe not okay when the first time I ever saw them sunbathe, because they just kind of look like flat and like sprawled out, kind of like, they're not okay, but they are totally fine. They are just soaking up the sun rays, relaxing. This also is really helpful in keeping them clean and healthy and free from bugs. So also a completely normal activity that you may see your chickens partake in, and you probably want to see them partake in. Another behavior you may see your chickens do is called food running. And usually you'll see this more in chicks than adult chickens, but essentially it's a form of play, and it's where they grab something. Maybe it's a worm, it's like a leaf, a piece of bedding, a treat, and they kind of just run around with it, and the other chickens follow it. And again, it's just a form of play, and you may see your chickens doing it, and it's a good sign that have enough space, they're happy, they're healthy, etc. A pretty common behavior you'll also see chicks and chickens do is called scratching, and it's basically just a foraging behavior that they do to look for bugs, food, etc. in the ground, grass, in their bedding. A happy, healthy chicken behavior to see. Another behavior you may see chicks and chickens do is flapping their wings. Sometimes this is them just adjusting their wings, getting a little bit more comfortable or stretching, and other times it can be more of a like control dominant type of activity or behavior that is essentially asserting themselves as the top of the pecking order or high up in the pecking order. So you may see it as a stretch kind of behavior, or more as a like, don't mess with me, stay away from me, or posturing kind of behavior. Another behavior that I think is super cute, and I'll keep it quick, is when a chicken is like calculating, and essentially they're just trying to like assess how far and how high they're going to need to jump in order to get onto something to perch. Oftentimes they do this when they're going to perch on me or my phone or a roost bar, and I just think it's a super cute behavior. The last behavior I'll cover today is called eye pinning, and it's essentially where the chicken's pupils will dilate and then constrict over and over, and this can be a sign that a chicken is affectionate towards whatever they're doing this towards. It can be a sign that they're anxious, worried, concerned, but it is a behavior that you may see. So if you're curious if your chickens love you, maybe pay attention to the pupils in their eyes and see if they are constricting and dilating as they look at you. So those are the chicken behaviors that I have prepared to talk to you about today. I'd love to hear if you've noticed any of this in your own flock, or if you are starting to notice any behaviors that you're concerned about or you want to know more about in your flock in the comment section down below. And again, this is Midwest Chickens. If you want more chicken content, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video.